in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter right. Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Gentlemen. When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, the pass to your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin. Subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints we rock. We earn 30 years, so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We install doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game had veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. Are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter right. Turn it up, y'all keep the flow. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all keep the flow. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter right. Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
Yeah. One up and up is magic with the game.
Okay, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Carolina Panthers. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Come on, 180! Me and you all day, all day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Alert!
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's caught inside the 20. Yeah, he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. A huge play there right off the bat. 59 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Trubisky. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is When they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them, in a sense, and gotten the ball from them. Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving him past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. Throwing on 3rd and long. Purdy. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt. 3 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
And he's got room. A big play there for L.A. So they dig a little deeper in the playbook there, get the wide receiver the ball, running it, and it proves fruitful.
Love the call. When you've got a guy who has running back skills, you want him to touch the ball as well, not just out wide where you throw it to him. Make sure you hand it to him or toss it to him and let him go to work.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Now, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Tyus Bowser in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
To throw on 2nd down. Purdy. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Right here, right here. Rush in, rush in, rush in. X3, 218, chopper. Watch out, watch out. Go.
To throw from his end zone, Purdy. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Hey, orbit.
To throw from his end zone, Purdy. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
On 2nd and 7, Trubisky. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Going up top. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
49, guys. Mike, 49. I'm coming after you. 49's the Mike. Watch 49. Ready.
Operating from the gun. Purdy. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 8-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. We're scoreless after 1. On is the Chargers punter now. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 33. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense just going to gang up on the run and set them down.
Box drop. Right there in the middle, 55.
From the gun on 3rd down, Purdy. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with McCaffrey, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Go!
Don't get nervous.
Hey, Zoo!
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for Carolina. 56 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. From the gun, Purdy. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On 2nd and 12, Trubisky. And he will find his man on the outside. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
First down, Chargers.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's going to go down again.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Now it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to kick it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go.
At their own 38-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to sling this deep down. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Check. 49's the mic. Watch 49. Ready?
Operating from the gun, Purdy. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off.
Intercepted by the Chargers. They'll take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Dante Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. 2nd and 9 now. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Have to give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. They were prepared. Ordinarily, when they take the big shot downfield to the big guy, that's usually a mismatch that the offense is used to winning. But the preparation showed for the defense, and they were able to bat it away.
Bravo! 44, Mike, 44. 22 jet bomber. Fresno. Hit it.
To throw on 3rd down, Purdy. And he comes back with one complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Break. Launch 49. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
On 1st and 10, Purdy. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Silver. Hey, exit. 49 to Mike. Watch 49. Watch 5.
To throw again. Purdy. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Let's go now. 70, Indy. Hey, check. Hey, seam 6. Mike, 44's Mike. Check. Drop deep. Spoke to Mike. Mike spoke. Come on, D.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Purdy gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky over the middle, complete. That's Terry. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They go play action with Trubisky. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Chargers 1st down.
So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Trubisky to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Here's Trubisky. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And a throw there going to be incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
80 weapon.
Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Purdy. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Hey, Alpha. 44's the mic.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Purdy. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Safety's creeping. Topper. Ready.
3rd down. Here's McCaffrey. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down. This offense #1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
5. Get it.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Check 37. Blue draw quarter. Shoot.
Throwing again. Purdy. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Recon, 132 fighter. Go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. They'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets...
It got his man complete. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Running on first down, Eckler. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, L.A. Austin Eckler, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The Panthers on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, Purdy. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or they want to take the big strike and go after it right now.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 43-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now Trubisky. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Los Angeles.
Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Eckler. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 24-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Going on the ground with Eckler. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. They go play action. Trubisky, blitz coming, and down he goes. That's a corner that got in there for the sack. Dante Jackson.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. A fourth quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 13 yards, first down, Panthers. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. That one looks like he'll throw here. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Thomas, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Hey, Echo. Get it.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Purdy to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And Lutz puts this one through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their...
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
On the set.
49, guys. Mike, 49. Rip right.
Hit it.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Hey, Charlie.
49's a Mike. 49's a Mike. Pick it up. Mike.
Operating from the gun. Purdy throwing right, and that's complete. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Carolina, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll get another home date.